A production of KMmedia.pro. Welcome back to Positive Talk Radio. Our goal is simple: to explore evolving ideas one conversation at a time. So come on over into our world. I know you'll like it, because on today's show, boy, are we lucky today. I have to tell you, it's a beautiful day outside. It's Seattle. It's noon. We're happy to be here. I hope that you're happy to be here as well. My name is Kevin McDonald, and this is the one, the only Positive Talk Radio. And it's heard on KKNW, 1150 a.m., Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then Kixie in the afternoon on Monday or on Fridays at 3. I hope that you'll tune in for all of us. We've got a great show for you today. A wonderful individual who is my personal coach. And we're going to talk to her in just a moment. But first, Nathan, how are you this fine day, sir? How's the weather?
Good morning, Kevin. And not just the Seattle neighborhood that's having a nice clear sky. It is just all over the Pacific Northwest. I don't need to call it the Pacific Northwest today because it is dry and bright.
We have been splashed with sunshine all over the place.
Yes, we have.
That's pretty cool. How's our weekend look?
Oh, it's not the same. So enjoy it while it's here, because coming in tomorrow, I mean, it'll still be, a little bit of sunshine, but mostly cloudy skies, increasing throughout on Saturday. And then once we start rolling into Sunday, we'll start to see a bit of rain coming through and some stronger winds. Just a typical fall type weather here in the Seattle region.
Well, it is what it is, and I don't know what else you can do other than enjoy it. And that's one of the cool things about Seattle is that most of us that have lived here for a long time, we do appreciate a good rain.
Yeah, and it looks like coming up once we get to Thanksgiving, I don't see anything about wind, so we might actually have power for this Thanksgiving this year.
I've lived here so long. We've had times when the power went out in one house, and so we had to grab the turkey and carry it to another house that still had power. Then they lost power, and the first house had power again, so we had to ferry it back. It's sometimes it can be a really unique experience on Thanksgiving.
It is, but thankfully not the case this year. I hope.
Exactly.
Hey, don't want to say anything too soon.
Well, we'll find out later on next week, I would imagine. Well, we're going to have to, because we're going to have Thanksgiving whether we like it or not.
Time goes on.
Yes. By the way, have you ever thought about having a coach? Do you have a coach?
Yes. Well, I mean, I've had many coaches in the past, growing up playing sports. And of course, I consider, teachers or advisors type coaches too, going through academics. Lots of coaches in my experience growing up.
Exactly. And me as well. I had the, sports coaches and all of that. I've never had a personal coach. And as you know, I've been doing this for a little while. And so I've interviewed a ton of coaches and people in that vein. And I finally found one that I really, really, really like. And she's on the show today. She's been on the show many times before. Her name is Dana Parker, and she is just a wonderful human being, and I just love her to death. And she's helping me achieve some of the things in my life that I have. I don't know if I have or not, but
I wanted to achieve.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I wanted to achieve and to make it my life a little bit better and to do what I choose to do. And Dana is, I don't know how to say this, but it's almost like I've known her for hundreds of years because she is such a cool human being and very loving and very forgiving and just helps you get through what you need to get through without judgment. And
yeah,
that's the really cool thing. And occasionally I can make her cry when we are doing a session together, so it's fun. Dana, how are you?
True. I'm so good today. I'm really happy to be here, and thanks for all the kind words. And everyone deserves kindness as they're making changes. It actually is how you change faster. And get
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
That is so interesting because I've had people tell me this is what you should do, this is how you should do it, and here we're going to do this, and and it doesn't work for me.
Mm-mm.
I don't. That's not what I need. What I need is somebody who understands and is willing to. It's been pointed out to me several times in the last couple of weeks that I can be rather stubborn. And so I'm learning to understand that, and we're working through all of that. So it's great to
Yeah.
have you here, my friend.
Thanks. And stubbornness is so good, Kevin. You just pointed in the direction that you want it to. You utilize that stubbornness towards the betterment of your life. And that's powerful. I think everyone deserves a little stubbornness in their life. For
See,
their
now
good.
that's the kind of thing that I mean, because there are many people that you will go to a coach and you'll say, I know one of my problems is I'm stubborn. And okay, well, work on that for you. And nobody's ever said stubbornness is not a bad thing. It can be a really
No.
good thing if it's pointed in the right direction.
Yeah. Just point it in the way that you want, right? And that I think that's the most beautiful part about intuitive life coaching and the things that I do is it's really to support people in moving in the direction that they want to go. It's taking these spiritual and also goal setting principles and all kinds of things, taking these principles and putting them into practice. That's where the power comes from. Knowledge is not power. I don't believe that knowledge is power. Knowledge, anyone can have all the knowledge in the world, doesn't mean they utilize it for the betterment of their life or the lives of other people. It's really that applied knowledge as you start putting it into practice and creating practices that change your life over time that really make a difference. And I think it's what sets me apart. I mean, I sent you, right, the pictures of me from the beginning of my transformation to the end that I posted. And you can see it. You can see it in my countenance, in the way I look, in every part of me. And it's because I've lived what I teach.
And that is maybe the most crucial element of what you do is you'd like to say, well, my coach has been done really well, and they've had a life of cherries and puppy dog tails and everything's perfect. You've
Nope.
gone through the wars with everybody else, and so that puts you in a unique position to be able to talk about a lot of different things because you've been through a lot of different wars.
Yeah, and a lot of transformation and a lot of change, which really is the beauty of why I do what I do, and the beauty of stepping in and really supporting people. Is I think that everyone deserves support through that change because change can feel so hard. Because parts of you, those old habits and patterns, they actually get to die. So it feels like parts of you are dying, but stepping in and creating new habits for yourself, you recognize, oh my gosh, those habits and patterns are not actually me. They were just habits and patterns.
Something that I've always done. And it's like if you do something for 30 or 40 years, like I've been around long enough to be able to do stuff for 30 and 40 years, you end up getting it's like you don't even think about it. All of a sudden you end up in your car going to do what you do that you're not know that you shouldn't do, but you do
Yeah,
anyway.
right? Yes, no, it's true. All of us. How many people out there have gone to change and get more healthy in their eating habits and in working out and doing all the right things. The issue is when we focus just strictly on doing something different, eating all the right things, doing all the right things, doing. It's the hardest way to change. And not that that's not important. It is because you get to take action on the things that you want. What is most important, especially the beginning of change, is to retrain and change inside out. Having your insides, your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, all of it match what you want on the outside. That's what creates real lasting change. And that's why I'm so passionate about the tools that I use, is because the tools that I've studied over the years, I mean, I've invested over $150,000 in my personal growth and development. And I have learned some of the best tools and brought them together to help people really achieve real lasting change from the inside out.
And you know what's really special about you? Because I know your history because we've been around, has it been 2 or 3 years? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think we're going almost on 3 years.
I think you're right. And when we first started, you were not the person that you are today.
That's very true.
And
Very, very true.
it's because of the insecurities and the things that we all go through,
Yeah.
especially when you're doing something new. And so you were dependent upon other human beings rather than taking the forefront because it was more comfortable. It was easier rather than to be the one. Um,
Right.
and then I've done the same thing. I
Yeah.
can't I can't tell you how many co-hosts I've had on my shows going back, and it never works out. It never.
Right. 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 It really when you first met me, for sure, I feel like I got a quite the kick in the gut, if you will, to my core. So much changed, and I went through so much change and lost so many people, and so much of my life was different that I really did, and I really desired somebody who could see the best in me and help me rise to that occasion. And I think everyone needs that. And I think that's why I'm so passionate, Kevin, about what I get to do for people, because I know that feeling when you've been through so much change or when you're wanting to change. And I know that feeling of daring, like, do I dare believe this about me? Do I dare believe this is true? Do I dare choose into that? I know that feeling. And to have somebody outside be like, you got this, you can do this. Let's make a plan. Let's move through this. What came up this week? Oh, great. Let's look at that. Let's get curious about that. Somebody to do that really it helps create more efficiency in the healing process. It helps really fast track your ability to stand back up and your resilience. So it's one of the things I just so much love and appreciate about you, and the people that showed up in my life, like Jeremy and my boyfriend he's one of those people that he saw the vision. I saw it in his eyes. He's held that vision, and he has supported me all along the way. And everyone deserves that. And I love being that for people. I love being that for people. It is my soul's purpose.
Well, and I believe that, and I know that. In fact, we've done one of the things that you are very gifted in is hypnosis.
Yes.
And you can help somebody understand and go deeper into hypnosis and understand a little bit more about themselves, and you record it.
Yes.
And you send it to them based upon what they said and did. And I don't know. Let me ask you: am I different than a normal client, or is a normal client? Does what happened to me happen to everybody?
I mean, I would say everyone has their uniqueness about them. Some people, it's easier to dive right in and to trust their intuitive knowingness. Some people, it takes a little bit more time to settle in. And, I've worked with everywhere in between, people who aren't used to being in that inner space in their world and not used to tuning into their own intuition, their own emotions. And then I've worked with people who are really quick and just jump right in, and it seems like a natural thing that they've always done. And you're one of those people, Kevin, that just jumped right in. And it's so fun to watch you, because there's part of you that's like, is this really true? Which is so normal. And then there's that other part of you that's like, wow, that was inspired. I can feel that as I re-listen to that again. That was inspired. And it inspires you. Your own words inspire you. The thing that, yeah.
No, go ahead.
The thing that's so powerful about words, why hypnosis? Why? And so many times when people hear hypnosis, they're like, oh yeah, like the stage thing where you do silly things in front of everyone. No. That is a type of hypnosis for sure. I'm talking hypnosis to really speak to your subconscious mind, to really dive into those root reasons why you do what you do, and to unearth those things, to learn how to move through those things, and to learn to give love to those parts of you, because that's what releases it. But if you can really dive in and bring presence and attention to those parts of you, those core root beliefs that hold you back from getting what you want, it is life altering, life changing. And words give us access to emotions and frequencies inside of us that are already there, positive and negative, both. And both are valuable and important. And so that's why I love hypnosis so much, is because you can take somebody and guide them through questions, and they can access different parts of them that are ready to be looked at, that are ready to let go, ready to release. And you can actually release them with hypnosis. And you can also feed to the subconscious mind and to a person who is willing and wanting exactly what they need, exactly what they want, those words that just fit right into and in alignment with the things that they really want in their life. And when you do that, when you're working with those words and those feelings and emotions that it gives you access to, and you rewire from there, the natural change, your emotions change, your thoughts change, your outcomes change, and then everything changes.
I'm going to run everybody through what my session was like. The first one, because the first one was life changing. Because now let me explain what happens when you go into hypnosis. You are always awake. You're always aware of your surroundings, aware of what you're saying. Although I kept on believing that Dana was in the same room with me for some
Yeah.
reason, because she's in Utah and I'm in Seattle.
Yeah.
And so I closed my eyes and took some deep breaths and relaxed, and then she would start to ask me questions. Now, in the beginning, it was questions that I was stumbling over my words a little bit, trying to come up with the right things to say and how it was. And then something changed, something radically changed, because she asked a question and I just started rattling off and just talking like I was aware of what I was saying, but I wasn't. I
Mhm.
wasn't thinking consciously about the
Mhm.
words that were coming out of my mouth. They just flowed, and in most of it I don't even remember
Yeah.
what I said. I knew I was talking, but I
Mhm.
didn't remember what I was saying.
Mhm.
And at the end of it, it was Dana, your mouth was open. It was kind of
Yeah.
like
Whoa, that was so cool. That's how I feel. And it's really tapping people into their inner knowing. So often we're taught to disconnect from our inner knowing. So often we're taught trained from childhood to disconnect from our wants, desires, our heart. And when you can get somebody out of their head and all the judgments and all the thoughts and all the things that are going on, and into their heart, where their inner wisdom is, where their inner wisdom lives, and you get them settled into that place, intuitive things come through for oneself and one's life. It is life changing for sure. And the fun thing too, Kevin, is once you start tapping into that more and more, that inner knowing and inner self, you can do it yourself more and more. You start to open up. Have you noticed that for yourself when
oh
you're
yeah.
when you're at home and by yourself? Like, you could tap into that because you know that feeling. And that is my whole goal. Not to be your guru and coach forever. No, 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 no. To teach you the tools, to know what it feels like for you, so you can do that in your own life moving forward. That's
Well,
where my joy is.
yeah, and my current practice is when I go, I'll lie down and I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to go to sleep, rather than, I don't know, think indiscriminate thoughts. I start having this conversation
Mm.
that is, and this conversation can be short, and then I fall asleep, or it can last a little while, and oftentimes it will be accompanied by a dream after that. I believe, and I don't know this to be well, okay. I know
There
this
we
for
go.
me to be a fact.
Yes.
It's not a
Your truth.
conjecture.
Yep.
It's not a maybe. It's not a
Mhm.
belief, because a belief is something that you have to have faith in and you have to cultivate it. No, this is a knowing. This is a fact.
Yeah.
But I get to talk to. I've got people that are determined
Mm.
on the other side to help me operate and do positive talk radio to the best of my ability and to
Yeah.
make it as big as possible so
Yeah.
that more people can have access to people like you.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that is the goal. That is the and now during that conversation, it was made very clear that this has been my purpose and my mission since before I was born.
Mhm. Yes. Yeah.
And people may say, "Before you were born, what the hell do you mean?" And it's like, okay, let me explain. Before you're born, before you come
Mhm.
here with a purpose. We all do. Everybody does. And you have a little plan of what you're going to do. You have people that participate with you in that plan, that plan on being here with you and to help you through to get where you need to get to, because you may not even sense or realize what you're doing that you need to get there. And so you need somebody who can say, hey, have you thought about, and this happened to me, the guy that said, hey, we thought about doing TV and talk about what we're talking about, meditation and everything. And I hadn't even considered it, hadn't
Mhm.
even thought of it. And so I thought about doing radio. And because of that comment that he made, he changed the fabric and the totality of my life. And then he suddenly went away. Haven't seen him in 20 years because his mission is almost like you go,
Complete.
I'm complete. I'm
I
done.
did my part.
Yeah. Now I'm
Woke Kevin up to that part of him. Now we're good.
Yep, and now
Complete.
I get to go do other stuff,
Yeah.
and that was and that came through clearly
Yeah.
when we were talking, as did my parents and my
Mhm.
my dad's and this almost made you cry.
I
My dad
know.
my dad's insistence that he was extremely proud
Yeah.
and that he wanted me to continue and that he was he was telling me the legacy
Mhm.
that we were creating. He was helping me co-create the legacy that he didn't have a chance to live in his life.
Mhm.
He felt like his life was a lost thing. And so
Mhm.
so he said, nope, you're not going to do that. And
Yeah.
so and all of that came out, and it was like when it was done, it was like, can you believe what I just said? And who I was talking to and stuff. And you were like, and what's fun about you, Dana, is you enjoy the victories as much as your client does.
I do. I do. I love when people tap into their intuition, their own inner knowing, and it solidifies what happens when we have these goals and dreams is consistently what happens, especially in our world and how we train our young people and how we train the next generation, is we are taught to question those things. If they don't fit in alignment with you being a doctor or a lawyer or something successful, then we're taught not to listen to it, or something that is normal. Take the path that's well traveled by everyone. But when we have these ideas and thoughts of taking a path less traveled, taking a path that our heart is just calling for, we have all these doubts and all these things that really cause us to question. And my favorite thing, my most favorite thing, and why you've been so much fun to work with, Kevin, is when people start tuning into that inner knowing and they allow those doubts and those fears and those all of those ideas go to the wayside. When they tap into their inner knowing, it solidifies their knowing so that they then take better action. They then are manifesting better. They're connecting better. They're really stepping into, no, I am sure this is the right path. This is what I'm on. And when you get set like that, the universe has every opportunity to bring forth everything you need to make that happen. And this goes for so many, like I've done this with friends who are considering divorce. Like, I don't answer that. I just help people tap into the inner knowing outside the fear. Like, That inner knowing is so priceless. And actually, I believe our world right now is demanding it of us. With the internet, you can find the truth, quote unquote truth, of both sides.
Yep.
Proving each other, they're opposite things, but they have a case, they have a point. This is the truth, this is the fact. And that's confusing. The news is constantly putting out confusing information. It is total confusion to look the things that you want to up. This is why this work that I do of tuning people into their own gifts of their own knowing for their own life, to me, is the world is calling for it, is begging for it. And so is the next generation. They need permission to do that. They need permission to follow their hearts and to really do that for themselves. Now, I do want to put in a caveat here that we're not here to, just because a path for me is right, doesn't mean it's going to be right for Kevin. Doesn't mean it's going to be right for my kids. I've got to trust my own path and stay in alignment with the things that feel right for me and allow others to do the same. That's really important.
And it's hard with kids. Trust me, I know. I have a 35-year-old and a 32-year-old.
Yeah.
And they've gone through lots of different things that I would never do myself.
Yeah.
But my role is to be an advisor when asked, and I have to trust that whatever is happening in their life is by divine destiny.
Yeah.
And this is the lessons that they are here to learn that has nothing to do with me. And I can't say, listen, I'm your dad and you have to listen to me.
You have to listen to me.
They won't.
No, they'll just cut you out at this point because they're adults. They'll just be like, nope, I'm not even going to share anything with you then. That's what this next generation does. If they're like, oh, you're not going to let me live my truth, I'm going to live it anyway, and you're just not going to be a part.
And
that's
even
so
when that's right. And even when they don't know what their truth is yet, I can't, even though I have been doing this a while and I've known a lot of different people, I cannot tell them based upon my experience what their experience should be.
Yeah.
It's up to them.
Well, and only they have access to that. You don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you have your intuition, you can make suggestions, but ultimately they have to find their truth. And that, I think, is the ultimate test as a parent. You know, the ultimate test is to let go and let them live and be a space of love and be a space of support, so that when they do fall, they come back and then they're more open and willing to ask for support and help because they know that you're safe. They know that you're going to be a place of comfort for them. That is my ultimate goal as a mother, is to be that place for my boys and to never be in that place of I told you so, or you shouldn't have done that. Like, that just adds salt to the wound for them. To me, I want to be that space where I'm like, come here, tell me everything you experienced. What did you learn? Wow, tell me it all. Oh, that must have really been hard. Meet them where they're at. Love them through that. And then ask questions. Don't tell them. Ask questions. What do you think you want to do next? What do you think your next steps might be? You know, I even do this to my 11-year-old when he comes over on the weekends lately. He has a new set of friends he's going into that's a little bit intimidating, a little bit hard. He's had a few hard things going on, and they just, you know, his dad just remarried and they're living in a home with 9 boys, which is an adventure. And so he has lots of things on his heart and mind, and I could tell him what to do all day long. But if he finds that truth now, if I ask him questions and give him maybe hints or clues, but let him find his truth, that's going to help him in the long run more than anything else, more than me telling him what to do or what's right.
That will influence him and give him the opportunity to be able to follow his heart and know what he's doing. And that is something that doesn't go away. And that is his entire life. He'll be able to do that forever. And that's a skill that you're teaching him that's really, really important. By the way, we're talking with Dana Parker, And you can go to, write this down because I think there's a glitch with it right now, but we'll get it back up. It's innerworldmovement.com. And we need to take a break, but when we're going to come back, we're going to talk about one of the biggest things that affects more people than in almost anything else I can think of. And that is divorce. And when you're in love with somebody and then suddenly you're not, or they're not, or there's a third person or a fourth or a fifth, or never mind. And Dana has a program and she's working through that, and she's working to help people because, again, she's been through the war. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with Dana Parker. Innerworldmovement.com is where you go. And we're going to show you a screenshot for those of you that are watching us of a couple of her programs that she's working on, and we'll go through them and we'll explain to them in the second half. So stay right where you are, please. Again, Dana Parker, my personal coach, is here, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Do you need to boost your sales? Join our partnership program. Each quarter, we promote 10 partner businesses. What will you get? The company will produce one 30-second video for your business. Your website links on positivetalkradio.net and kmmedia.pro. One dedicated podcast or radio show per month. One video Instagram reel. One YouTube short. One 60-second clip for social media taken from your interview, and at least one commercial airplay per show. All podcast and video commercials are within the fabric of the show and will remain in the show forever. Visit kmmedia.pro to book a consultation today.
When you want to say more than words communicate, you can with flowers. Your custom boutique floral studio in Bothell, Washington is anaturaldesign.com, connecting you to nature through the language of flowers. Where your people are is where our flowers are beautiful. Your success is our goal.
For being our appreciated listener, you can use promo code PTR20 at checkout to receive 20% off your order.
anaturaldesign.com at your fingertips today.
We believe in the power of telling your stories. We want to help yours be seen and heard. At the Pacific Northwest Collaborative Magazine, our purpose is to connect you to your community. Let's begin by celebrating the accomplishments of local artists featured in this brand new digital magazine. Here, you can learn about opportunities to creatively come together and support our local community and neighbors through the gift of art and service. If your business or organization would like to take part in this magazine, message us on Instagram at pnw.collab. You can download our free digital magazine at KM Media Pro today.
Thank you to our dedicated fans. We are updating our live on-air schedule to make it super easy for you to hang out with us 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, and live on Fridays with Kixie 8:80 a.m. Seattle Live. You can find our library to binge all the podcast platforms. We can't wait to see you at 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, starting September 4th, Labor Day 2023.
And welcome back, everybody, to Positive Talk Radio. We have a great guest for this hour. Her name is Dana Parker. But before I get back to her, I need to make sure that everybody understands that Positive Talk Radio is one of the few, if not the only, podcast that also does radio and does video and is on YouTube and is on virtually everywhere, including 50 Apple and Spotify and Pandora and all them guys that we put these episodes up and they stay up forever. Unlike when I started in 2003, when we did the show and it was gone. It was gone. It was in the air. It was somewhere else. Now we take these shows and we put them up so that if you want to revisit the information we're about to share, you can revisit that by going to positivetalkradio.net or YouTube Positive Talk Radio, and you can watch it, you can listen to it, and they stay up forever. Currently, we have 700 plus YouTube shows and 650 Positive Talk Radio shows that are up on positivetalkradio.net. So you can go there and do all of that, and if you're a sponsor who wants a good ROI, that's a term I just recently learned. R, which is return on investment. We are a great place. We go everywhere. We do a lot of stuff, and we'll even come to your place and do a show from there. So in any event, Dana Parker again is our guest, and she is my coach. And I can't, I hope you hear it in my voice, how happy I am to be talking to her and what she means and has meant to me personally in my life, which has bled over into my professional work that I'm doing here on the radio and the podcast and all that other stuff. So Dana, I just have to say kudos to you. Thank you for being in my world.
Thank you, Kevin. I love being in your world. I love it. From the moment that we came together, when I first heard your voice, I was like, I know him. I can feel it in my soul. I know him. We have things to be doing here.
And we are going to be doing, hopefully, strike that. We are going to be doing a lot of really cool things in the future. You and I and my team and your team, and we're going to have, with the whole purpose of helping change the world into a better place for everyone. Yeah, that's my goal. I know that's Dana's goal. That's why inner world movement exists, and she's got lots of courses. And one of the favorite one that is just coming out and is brand new is to help people through divorce and loss and that sort of thing. Explain what you're doing there, Dana.
Yes. Well, Kev, actually, I just launched a new one last night, just so you know. It's a holiday bundle. And it's a holiday, getting through the holidays with harmony and intention. So I want to talk about that. And it applies to this divorce process in this aspect.
You do things so quickly. I had no earthly idea that you had something new already that happened last night. And that probably happened at 3:00 in the morning when you were dreaming about something.
That's true. Actually, I was up till 1 a.m. finishing it because I love it so much. It was so much fun to create. And I was having so much fun creating these. I have guided meditation practices. I have somatic movement, energy routines to help keep your energy lively and in good shape over the holiday season. I have some guided meditation experiences where you can bring back the holiday magic and setting intentions for the holidays. I have so many printables that I'm not going to go over all of them here. But if you go to courses.innerworldmovement.com, you'll see here, and we're showing this screen page, the holiday harmony, intentionally creating a happy holiday in every stage of life. So when I went through the divorce, I knew, first of all, I knew that I was going to pay distinct attention to how I move through things because I wanted to make a program for people post-divorce and painful breakup. And so that's where this Life Reimagined course came from. And I am so excited. We're smack dab in the middle of taking 7 women through this course right now. The course is for men and women. It's not just for women, but this group is women. And we're taking them through this. We have 3 different phases of healing. And these are the best of the best tools. You have guided meditations. You have my favorite playlists. You have everything you need to really heal post painful breakup and divorce and to rediscover yourself. We're just going to be getting into the rediscovery phase here in the next month. And I'm so freaking excited because, again, bringing people back to their truth, it's my favorite thing. And so, and then helping people just reclaim their life. What does life look like after that? And I created this holiday harmony package and bundle because when you go through big shifts, and I'm talking a divorce, a death, your kids grow and they get older, all those phases and stages of life create change over the holiday season. And sometimes for some people that can really put a damper on the holidays and change the feeling of the holiday season. And so the holiday harmony package is really just to help people get really intentional with their holidays. And I've included some fun bonuses. I have guided gratitude journaling prompts, gratitude journaling pages, and I have a embodying gratitude guided meditation experience for people to listen to and have again and again. So these two are just, they were pure joy to create. If I'm being honest, I loved every second. Sometimes I'm up till 1 a.m. because I'm enjoying the process so much. And they really are magical. I mean, it's good when you go back and listen to your guided meditations and it's making you cry, And I don't say that to brag. I say it to be like, wow, I put my heart into these. And I truly care about real lasting change for people. And so everything I do is really from that space. So these are the things that I have right now, and the exciting, I mean, you guys are the first to be hearing. And just so you know, there is a code that you can use if you want to get that Holiday Harmony bundle. You can use code MyBestHolidays, and it'll say on that page, My Best Holidays, as you go into the checkout page. And if you use that code, you can get this Holiday Harmony bundle for $99, regularly $299. And this, Kevin, do you want to know my favorite part?
Yes.
You can use this every single year. Every year. Again and again. There are conversation starters, there's self-care recipes, there's a bath bomb recipe, there's all kinds of good things. There's calendars, all kinds of things to help you just have intentional holidays. And you can use it again and again. And actually this is what mine looks like. I got it all in my little 3-ring binder and all my little sheets in here. And just to have an intentional, really wonderful holiday season. So.
Well, I don't know if my family's a lot different than a lot of families, but I seem to remember that we spent many a Christmas or a New Year's at a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because that was the only thing that was open near the hospital that we were attending, because somebody was in there. My brother fell off a roof and was in there during the holiday season. My dad died, and he went into surgery on December 7th and was in ICU through Christmas. There have been many times that, and so Christmas in our family became, the holiday season in general became less than it could be, because we were all like, oh crap, what's going to happen this year?
Yeah. Yes. And Kevin, you're not the only one. When we start to experience regular reoccurring things like that, it really can change the holiday season. And the whole point of this Holiday Harmony package bundle is to help people really engage in a new way. It has affirmations, guided meditations. Even if you just get it and listen to the guided meditations, it will change on a foundational level. It will change how you feel about the holidays. They really are magical. And that code is My Best Holidays with an S. And it's not case sensitive. It is one word. So.
Well, and that is something I got to tell you. If you are like me and my family, and our holidays were less than because of the various things that happen to people during the holidays, and it happens all year round, but for some reason, when it happens during the holidays, it has more of an impact on the family than if it happened like in, I don't know, July or something.
Right.
And and so if you're having one of those, it's the holiday season is, man, I don't care what your spiritual beliefs or your religious beliefs are around the holidays. They should be a time of family and a time of getting together and really enjoying each other's company. And when you can't do that for whatever reason, you're not living the best life that you can. And so that's really cool, Dana. And you thought that up all and put it out just yesterday.
Do you know, no, I've been wanting to do this for 2 years. And this year I've been working on this for months now, putting it together and bringing it all together and just putting the best of the best. There's also another bonus I made. because I was so excited to journaling prompts to think about this year. This is something that I do regularly. Think about the year and set intentions for this next year. So that's another bonus that I added in last minute, because that is another practice that I do over the holidays that is really meaningful and helps me progress in my life. So
And don't put that you're going to get in shape in January. If you're going to do that, do it now. And stuff.
yeah.
If you go to a gym, and in January it's really busy and you can't get on the equipment, and somebody that's been there for a long time, they'll say, "No, just wait till February. All these people will be gone."
It's true.
So.
Yeah. It's because they're not changing at the root level, right? And that's why a lot of the things that I focus on, and even in this package, it's not just about the goals, but how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel about that? And then creating a plan of cultivating those feelings throughout the experience and along the journey to help retrain yourself from the inside out.
You know what I'm discovering, Dana, and it's because of you and your work, is that rather than thinking to myself, I've decided that this behavior, I need to get it to stop. And so now this behavior is going to stop, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And what you do and the work that you do, what makes it different is I don't have that conversation with myself.
I love hearing that. That is really good to hear.
So
that is really good news.
Yeah, the conversation I have with myself is looking back on the day before. It's like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Why did that, and it's like, and in the past, it's like, I'm going to, no, you're not. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. No, you're not. I want to, but you can't. But what do you mean I can't? I can do anything I want, damn it.
Right.
And sorry, Nathan, didn't mean to. But that's the whole thing, is that rather than having that debate with myself, now it's like, I don't feel like doing that today. So rather than it's a no, and I've been told I'm stubborn. And so when somebody tells me no, it doesn't go over all that well.
Right.
And when I tell myself no, it doesn't go over all that well.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's like, I don't feel like it, that's a whole different level. It's a whole different thing. And you did that.
Yes. Well, you did that. I just kind of guided you in those steps and showed you how to be nice to yourself and treat yourself in a different way. Because when we say no and we parent ourselves like we were parented, no, and we energetically, slap ourselves on the hand or whatever we do to beat ourselves up, what happens is it creates a psychological reversal. You don't feel safe. Internally, you don't feel safe to actually do that thing that you want to do, that you really want to do, get in shape, get healthy, lose weight, whatever it is. There's a psychological reversal that happens because you're not safe inside, if you do it or not. And so when you create that safety and kindness around your actions, that is the way to cultivate real lasting change. Allowing yourself to be like, I'm not terrible if I do that, and I'm going to love myself, and cultivating that why you want that new thing, that feeling you want. For me, like, I'll give you an example. When I did 90 days, I went from eating anything and everything to 90 days vegan. I did 90 days vegan, and it was a huge leap for me. And I figured out at the root, what is it that I want to feel? And every night I wanted to feel an integrity. Integrity became so valuable and so important. And I kept encoding that into my mind, into those emotions of like seeing myself every night going to sleep as a woman of integrity with what I want. That became more important than that chocolate cake. That became more important than that baked good or that pasta or whatever it is, that piece of meat, whatever it was, because I wanted to have that experience for 90 days. And when you do that, when you build that experience and create those positive emotions and giving yourself positive emotion rewards, that's when magic happens. That's when magic takes place.
And you're no longer feeling deprived.
Yeah.
That was the thing, is that when you have something that you have done for whatever reason, and I've been around a long time, and there's some things that I've done for a very long time.
Yeah. We all
And
have.
when you are in a position where you're no longer feeling deprived because I can't have what I really want,
Right?
then it's a matter of, nah, I don't feel like it. That
Yeah.
doesn't serve me, doesn't serve my
Serve me.
integrity. And
Yeah.
when you get to that place, then you can make meaningful change. But you can't, I swear, ladies and gentlemen, you can't do it by yourself. It's
It's hard.
incredibly difficult to do that, because you get that other voice in your head that says, yes, you can. No, you can't. Yes, you can. And you talk yourself into, well, I'll just do it
Just
today.
this one time.
And then tomorrow I'll be good, I promise.
Mhm.
And you break the promise the next day.
Mhm.
And unless you change yourself from the inside, and that's what someone like Dana is able to do. It really is remarkable. So thank you.
Yeah. I love it. I love this work. It is what I was born to do. It's what I've invested my life and my career in, and it's what I love. It's what I absolutely love. Like, your success really is my joy. It is pure joy for me. And if you're not totally successful, I know it's not me. I know that, because I just offer tools and suggestions. So I'm not attached to whether you do it or not. I just get to cheer you on and enjoy you all along the way and help you rise to where you want to go. That's
Well,
my
and then what I really like about your approach, because tell me if you've had a coach, tell me if you've had this conversation with yourself. It's like, oh boy, I didn't do very well this week, and then I'm gonna have this meeting tomorrow with her, and I don't know what I'm gonna tell her.
Yeah.
Well, you lie to her, and it's, no, you can't lie to your coach. That's just counterproductive. So you have this conversation with yourself, and then the next day, and because the first week that you and I worked together, I didn't do very well, so I had this conversation with myself, and so I had this conversation then with you. I said, Dana, I'm sorry, I didn't do very well. And you were like, you did fine.
You did
You did
great.
fine. You did great. It's
Yeah.
like, I did. And it's like,
Yeah.
you thought about it anyway. Now we'll take the next step.
The
And
first steps.
yeah.
It's
And
okay.
so rather than making me feel like a piece of dog poop on the ground, you picked me up and made me
Yeah.
feel whole and normal again. And that
Yep.
is the essence of a dynamically good coach.
Thank you. Thank you. And it retrains you how to treat yourself. We
Yeah.
all deserve retraining in how we treat ourselves, especially if you were pretty harshly parented, or you harshly parent, quote unquote parent, or you have a harsh inner critic in your own head. That deserves to be completely retrained. And you'll see when that happens, that's when things get real intentional and real powerful in your life. That's the real magic, is love.
Absolutely. And I feel that from you. And and the interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen, I've never met her in person.
It's
Um,
true.
we've met online, and we've done radio shows, and we've done things like that, but I've never met her on person. I understand, because I'm 5'8" and she's like 6 feet. It would be really weird to meet her in person. But anyway,
Could be fun.
you get to look down on my bald head. But so
Wouldn't be the first bald head.
let's go over the your information again. So if somebody has found this conversation useful, that they can find you.
Yeah, so go to courses.innerworldmovement.com, or you can go to innerworldmovement.com. There, my courses are up, and I also, if you look at the top tabs on the courses page, you'll see new coaching and marketing page where you can set up a calendar. You can set up a discovery session with me on my calendar, meet with me, see what it would be like to work with some of your patterns, some of your habits, to see if we'd be a fit. And again, that's really a no pressure call. It's actually really enjoyable. It's really fun, just getting to know each other, just getting to see where you're at and what you want, and to see what I have to offer and the possibilities of working together. So you can set up a discovery session on innerworldmovement.com or courses.innerworldmovement.com.
And one of these days, I'm going to invite you up to be in the studio with me and Nathan, and then it will be like you're 6 feet, he's 6'6", and it'll be you can talk to the little guy. It's like, I feel like a munchkin.
Yeah, no, that would be very fun. I agree.
So again, Dana Parker has been our guest, and she is a dear. Like I said, I've never met her in person, but she's a dear friend of mine, and she is really, really good at what she does. And I hope that everybody will take the time, go to Inner World Movement. Dana, it's been a pleasure having you here. You're going to be here a lot more, I guarantee.
Yep, it's true.
Thank you so much. And by the way, at 3:00, Mary Jackson and Thornton will be here. They have national award-winning authors, and they've got the daughters named Sisters J, who are a great singing group. They are the Jackson 5, and I'll explain all of that at 3:00 on Kixie. So I hope you'll come and join us there. By the way, be kind to one another because each other's all we've got. We'll see you at 3:00.